Today's Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop and Pop, which is March 5th to the 7th, 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia, and Ranger Stop Convention, which is now November 11th to the 14th, 2021 in Orlando, Florida. Go to rangerstop.com for more info.
This is Austin St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
Disney Brain, Mr. Disney Brain.
How you doing?
How you been?
Been pretty good. Can't complain. Haven't gone stir crazy yet, which is pretty much all you can ask for during these trying times.
Doing good. Staying safe out there?
Yep, doing my best to do that. Keeping myself properly washed for sure.
Hello everyone, welcome to a special live stream interview of the well-known Power Ranger YouTuber, the Disney Brain. Now, as his request, he asked us not to show his identity, so this is what we got. We tried, guys. We really tried. Okay.
You're not missing much.
But anyway.
Oh gosh, you're probably a lot better looking than you give yourself credit for.
So, Mr. Disney Brain.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about yourself.
Oh man, hard questions right off the bat. Okay, so I was born in Florida, more than anything. Well, kind of. And then I moved to Boston for school. I ended up going to Boston College, and then I started developing a passion for higher education. So after working a little bit in that realm during grad school and doing a bit of teaching, I decided to continue working in that field, and I still usually live in Boston today. And it actually kind of ties in to how I started making YouTube videos, because back when I was fresh off of having graduated my master's program, also at BC, I was really struggling to actually find a job, because the process of applying for jobs, as many people can attest to, is not always easy and very long at times. So it was during that time period of many months that I had plenty of time to just sit alone with my thoughts, because I didn't have roommates anymore. So I was just in a Boston apartment alone, more or less. And then eventually the idea hit me to just start doing the kind of content that I had already seen and was inspired by to such a degree, that was on YouTube. And at that point, I noticed that not a lot of people were really talking about Rangers or Disney Channel, which is where my channel and channel name started from. But after a while, I kind of migrated into Power Rangers, because it was always something that I had a strong passion for way back to when it all started back in '93. And yeah, I always saw myself making videos of that, and it was definitely, I think, an underserved area in terms of the kind of video essays I try to put out into the world. And to my great fortune, thousands of people seem to, for some reason, enjoy them a lot. So I had the opportunity to keep doing them, and here we are.
Yeah, what's funny is when I first saw, because I actually do like Disney Channel, when I first saw your page, I was like, oh, this is Channel. I was like, wait, Power Rangers? There's Power Rangers now? Like, holy
Well,
shit.
to be fair, Power Rangers used to be a Disney property for 7 years. Technically 8 years. And let me tell you, I especially love that 2-year period between Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior and Power Rangers Jungle Fury, for reasons that we have actually discussed on several occasions.
Yes, love me some Wendy Wu.
Where did you get the inspiration for your platform name, the Disney Brain?
Yeah, so basically I started doing YouTube videos with this thought that talking about Disney Channel related things was kind of something that I tried to do just normally in real life. But the thing about that is that not many of my friends knew what the hell I was talking about. So it was kind of a bit of a lonely stretch during that realm. And then my first ever YouTube video was actually a DCOM review of the movie Invisible Sister by my favorite DCOM director, Paul Hohen. And what inspired me to make that video is basically out of the blue. I was just exercising, playing basketball around the neighborhood, and I was doing my normal overthinking thing, thinking about how this film's themes are kind of being expressed, both in terms of literal and figurative invisibility. And at one point, it all just sort of clicked. It's like, wait a minute, I can just make a video on this. I've seen people do this. I think I can make this. And so I started my long and arduous journey using none other than Windows Movie Maker, which I do not recommend to anyone other than masochists, but it's worked out so far. And
I started off with Movie Maker too, so we're on the same boat.
I started iMovie before, so
nice.
Oh,
nice.
you mean those those digital blue cameras?
I do not know.
Oh, that's actually how I started. I actually made a stop motion video for like a Geki Ranger Lost episode using the Jungle Fury toys, where it's like you got the shark and elephant rangers and whatnot. And this was like towards the first few weeks of when the show aired. So it's amazing how far we all come as movie makers, whether it's just on YouTube or in the actual industry.
For sure, yeah. And as far as the name goes, I was really not looking to make it sound as pretentious as it might sound at first. I was really just trying to come up with something that would kind of represent my overall goals as a channel, which is really to encourage people to take a closer look and think a bit deeper about a lot of the material that we maybe take for granted as relatively simplistic, but knowing that there's usually a bit more going on there, that the writers and directors and showrunners usually find a way to sneak in there. And there's value in thinking about that kind of thing critically and engaging in discourse with other people who maybe want to think about it as critically as you do.
And I've noticed that when you try to do that contest about involving your fanfic, you even said, "Hey guys, you don't necessarily have to say positive things about my fanfic. I just want the most critical comments on my fanfic." And that's great, because sometimes if there are mistakes you don't really notice unless someone else brings them up. And even in seasons of Power Rangers that you made essays on, where even in the title you said something negative about that season, you still mentioned some of the positive aspects of those seasons in addition to the negative ones. I actually really like that.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, because I really feel like that level of thought is important, because it's easy to sit back and just endlessly praise a season that you love, or endlessly dump on a season that you don't like as much. But I feel like that doesn't really get us anywhere in terms of pushing the conversation forward. And honestly, a lot of my bigger regrets as a content creator revolve around going too far in one direction or the other, but usually kind of the negative direction. And I think some of my earlier videos, but less so with my more recent stuff, I kind of escaped the conversation a little bit for the sake of trying to be overly humorous or overly harsh one way or the other, knowing that it's something that isn't going to be heavily disputed, because like not a lot of people like Megaforce, like no duh.
Right.
But there's more to it than that, and trying to be constructive with that conversation and not destructive, I think, is valuable.
Right. Yeah, because like people, it's so easy for most people to stop at asking what, and not go further into thinking about the why and the how of a particular topic or stance pertaining to that topic. Like even back when there was like only 6 Star Wars films, Attack of the Clones was my least favorite, but I was still able to defend some elements of it. Like, hey, I love the performance of Kenobi, and we got a really good scenes with Jango Fett, for example.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. When I did look at your videos, because there's a lot of Power Ranger like videos I saw there, like it's basically like, let's say the seasons that are basically not favorable to some fans, they trash it. But when I saw your videos, like, wait, he's actually saying something that's positive about it, but in a constructive way. Like you did say the negatives, but in a more constructive way that people can understand. So that's what I liked about your videos. And yes, also Campbell Cooley, if you're watching this, we got him here. Don't worry, I'll send him the link. I'll send him the link if now since yes, we know you do a lot of retrospective reviews. Can you tell us the process of making a Power Ranger video in your channel, like a retrospective video, like the process of making one?
Good question. Well, originally I thought about maybe going in some kind of chronological order, but that derailed pretty quickly because I didn't think it would benefit me to do that other than just figuring out one by one which seasons I felt like I had a strong position on and which seasons I figured I could say a lot about. And a lot of times in the early Power Ranger days, it was listening to what my commenters actually wanted to see. So I think after I made the Lost Galaxy video, one of the biggest demands at that point was doing a Dino Thunder video, which is a season that's universally beloved by the fan base. I love it too. So that was an easy next step to go to, I think 2-3 videos later, and take a closer look at that season and examine it. And really my process, it really starts with looking at what any given season is trying to say and what they're trying to do and how they really do it with both their stories, their narratives, their characters, and what have you. So for example, a season like Jungle Fury, what it's trying to do is basically embrace the value of education, and not just learning, but what happens when you learn wrong, as we see with Jared and Daishi. So then you extrapolate that further, and then you see how Casey learns through multiple masters and multiple experiences, and you see how Theo learns through blind leading the blind in episodes like it, and you see how that contradicts with the way the other side of the conflict is going about it. So basically building that narrative through the way their characters progress through the season, and then at the end of the season leaving the Red Ranger with one final test to earn his stripes as the episode goes. So that's really how the thought process goes in terms of creating most retrospectives. Figure out what the season is trying to say and what they're trying to do, and then work backwards from there to extrapolate all the details in terms of how they do it.
You know, I find it interesting how you use Jungle Fury as an example of different ways of learning, because I remember one time someone did ask me why they made it so that RJ is the mentor, because in Geki Ranger he was just the Blue Ranger's brother, and you know, that actually made me think a little bit about it, and in retrospect I think RJ was the perfect teacher, because in Geki Ranger there are like 3 components to the school. You got body, heart, technique that have a rock paper scissors relationship. Of course, in the translation it's strength, speed, stealth. But what I find interesting is the first teachers that the Rangers go through, the elephant, bat, and shark, they relate to that specific attribute that the Rangers specialize in. And then the next set of masters, gorilla, penguin, and gazelle, they're the attribute that they are weak against. So the Blue Ranger has to learn body style, Yellow Ranger has to learn technique style, and the Red Ranger has to learn heart style, because that's the element they're weakest to. And then in the final episode of the Japanese version, you got they learn from the overlords. And I'm thinking it's the other way around. So when they finally become masters in the final episode in the Japanese version, it's because they learned a fighting style of all 3 attributes of the triangle. And thinking to RJ's story, you know, it's the same thing, because he was raised by a shark master, body, but then he was later trained by the bat master, because he knew the swoop technique, which is technique. But then he decided to go with the wolf style, which is a heart style. So with body, technique, and heart, he completes the triangle, and that's why he could summon, you know, the Jungle Pride Wolf Zord. You know, so you know that's an argument I've come to.
That's a really great observation. Thanks for sharing.
So what are your thoughts on the Power Rangers fandom?
I think the Power Rangers fandom is really strong, really passionate. I think that it's a bit complicated sometimes, because sometimes I feel like it's hard to convey the exact message that I want to do, because where I struggle sometimes with the people that watch my vids and appreciate my vids, and I always appreciate their support, is that sometimes there is this inclination to just buy into what I'm saying as a matter of fact, instead of taking it a step further and considering the points I'm saying as not like cold hard facts, because they're certainly not, but really opinions that are meant to be discussed and in fact disagreed with and shared upon. And I feel like certain small vocal minorities of any given fandom kind of suffer a little bit from that, where it becomes less about the conversation and more about how much people arbitrarily agree with the most agreeable points, which
the what, not the how and why.
Yeah, which is something that I want to try and move the fandom away from, because I don't think it does us a ton of good to say, oh, my favorite season is RPM. Like, big surprise, that's like 80% of the fandom's favorite season. So we can take that further and really discuss why these characters resonate with so many people and why the plot was so investing for so many people. Because I feel like we lose that when we just blindly agree, and that's not to say that we're agreeing like not disingenuously, but there's more to say than just sticking with whatever your opinion happens to be. And if we challenge each other's opinions in a respectful way, of course, then there's a lot more there we can see than what we already knew.
Yeah, and like that's why I love watching yours and Linkar's retrospectives, because sometimes you guys bring things up that even I might have not have noticed in certain seasons, even seasons I personally liked. And they just give me more reason to like a certain season or find a new perspective on a season I've seen a million times. And keep in mind, I binge watch the first 17 seasons at least 4 times a year.
Nice.
So let's go to the next question. Like, speaking of your videos, now, what is the most memorable video you have done for your page? It can be Disney, it can be, but the most memorable video.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Let me think about that one. I think it might be my top 10 Pink Rangers video, specifically because Valerie actually watched it. Somehow it was sent to her by one of my viewers, and then she shared it on her Facebook page, and then she really appreciated that. I still carry the screenshot with me that has her sharing my video on her Facebook page. So, and the crazy part is, like, she was the first Power Ranger actor/actress to actually notice and comment on my work, and of course it had to be my favorite Ranger of all time. So it was a very rewarding sight, to say the least.
Hey,
that was my first video. Full disclosure, that was my first video.
Awesome.
Yeah, like the Pink Ranger video, I really liked it because you did go. I was actually shocked too. I was like, whoa. But but when I saw it again, I was like, I got your points. It was really, it's a matter of like the facts and actual like logic. And Power Rangers doesn't really have logic, but but anyway, but still, that was a really good video. I remember that.
Thank you.
Who's your favorite Power Ranger? I think we might have answered that question.
I think I know who it is. I think I know who it is.
Oh, it's definitely got to be Kendrix.
Yeah.
Kendrix. That was Lord Savior Jaden Siva.
Jaden saves.
May you save us, white Jesus.
I remember that. I remember that video. Like Jaden's like, oh god.
My god.
I wish I could find a photo of Jaden, like with his face photoshopped over Jesus, and kind of like Kirito in those video essays of SAO abridged.
Yeah. What's your aspiring advice to any YouTuber or anyone that wants to make content creation out there?
Oh, another excellent question. I would say that my biggest advice is to keep at it until you really find your voice. And it's perfectly fine if your first couple of videos kind of sound a touch too similar to a lot of the content creators that inspired your work to begin in the first place, because that's all a part of the growing process. But once you continue to do it and you continue to create thoughts that are your own, and you create work that really speaks to who you are as an individual, then that's what people might end up resonating with. So the most important thing I could say is that you'll never catch up to the zeitgeist if you're too busy chasing the trends on YouTube, because YouTube is a very, very nutty place on the back end, and you will never understand the zeitgeist, because it can change next week for all I know. And I've been doing this for about 4.5, maybe 5 years. I still don't understand what the hell YouTube's all about. So the best advice I can give is do your thing and don't worry about the noise too much, but also pay attention to the people that genuinely want you to do better in the comments section. You know, we know that YouTube comments can be a bit dicey at best at times, but there will be plenty of commenters in there, and a lot of those original commenters, or the commenters that have followed me up until this point, are some of the people that I get to speak to every day on Discord now. And you'll find those people that genuinely want to succeed and won't BS you when it comes to what your video quality actually is. And those are the people you're going to want to listen to, because they'll help you get to where you want to go as a content creator.
Definitely.
Yeah, some of my best friends to see at Power Morphicon were people who I used to watch on YouTube back in 2008 through 2010 now, and we would always comment on each other's videos. So like that's actually one of my favorite things about Morphicon, is getting to go eat at Denny's with those people.
Oh, nice. We'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, please let's actually get lunch when, you know, in June next year.
Well, we have to give him a Power Ranger mask though, because he needs to be hidden.
right. Put on like a golden Mickey Mouse mask with the plastic Jaden.
But
anyway, I hope Alex Hartman shows up.
Anyways, Mike, you have a last question?
Right. So do you have any upcoming projects that you'd like to share with our lovely audience?
Or that you can reveal?
That you can reveal, yes.
That is a great question. To be honest, I don't often plan too many videos too far in advance, because sometimes when I get the sense that this is what I want to do like 2-3 months from now, after I do this and that, then the order kind of bungles up, because writing it kind of depends on where my mindset and where my motivation is at the time. But I will say that I plan to make the first part of a retrospective on the original Mighty Morphin season at some point down the line. It'll probably be late into the year, and I don't have my normal recording equipment with me, so it'll have to be when I'm back in Boston anyway. But since I'm very close to being out of seasons to review, at least initially, then my plan right now is to go all the way back to the beginning and really take a hard look at the season that started it all, and then move forward in time from there.
Right. Well, if you ever want to do a cross collaboration, we're more than happy to, you know, do some exchanging of voices and opinions, or whatever else you'd be interested in doing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
definitely. So, guys, that actually ends the question part. The question part of our this live stream interview. Now we go to the comments and to the fans.
Nice.
Disney Brain, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Mr. D. I'm not here, okay? Just kidding. Hello, guys. Aidan McCartney says, "Hello, guys. What's up, man?"
Hi, Aidan.
Mikey Nerd, or Mikey, says, "I am a big fan."
What's up, Mikey? Good to see you.
Aaron Bilal says, "Holy crap, it's the Disney Brain."
Hi, Aaron.
Aaron.
Anthony Marsh Jr., "Hi, Brain. I love you Power Rangers videos, and I'm a big Lost Galaxy fan, just like you." Aww.
Damn straight. Lost Galaxy, baby.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get one of my friends who's not typically a Power Rangers fan to get into watching Lost Galaxy, because it's so Arthurian. Not just because of the whole Sword in the Stone thing, but because it's like you have a destiny to do, even if you don't believe that it is your place to fulfill that role. You know, that sort of thing.
Definitely.
Ziad Connolly says, "Trust me, I've been trying to coax him out of hiding for years." Can't.
Yes, he has. Can confirm.
I'm sorry I butchered your name, but Nirudu Viswanathan. I'm sorry I butchered your name. Time to meet Brain. Aw. And it's his Discord. I was trying to get into the show.
This is also accurate.
You know, I always imagine Disney Brain pulling a Kakashi where you're wearing a mask the whole time, and then the moment you finally take the mask off, there's another mask underneath.
I would totally do that.
Aaron says like he'll crack one day. And then Nirudu says IRC is this 100,000. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
Willst thou take
twice
the
as
challenge?
All I need is twice as many subscribers.
Cool Porygon says King Brain.
Hi, Pore.
Edward Sanchez says I like your channel.
Thanks, Edward.
Ziad say hey movie makers is at least free.
It's true. It's true.
That is accurate.
Stephanie Jazz says, "Oh, it's a Disney Brain."
Indeed, it is.
Oh, Aiden has a question. Disney Brain, did you see any Disney shows before Power Rangers?
Oh, yes. Plenty. Well, not before Power Rangers started, but in general, I've seen many Disney shows, both of the Disney Channel variety and the Toon Disney variety. But it was weird to start because Toon Disney was hard to get on normal cable cycles, so it was just Disney Channel for a while, and you know, my childhood was the classics like Even Stevens, That's So Raven, Kim Possible, and stuff like that, and then eventually moving on up to The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Sunny with a Chance I wasn't big on, but I love Demi Lovato, so there's that, and everything under the sun.
Yeah, for me, Mystic Force through Jungle Fury were particularly difficult to watch because, you know, Jetix was completely replaced by Toon Disney, and it was one of those premium channels they had to get an additional package for. So
Yep.
So thankfully YouTube had all the episodes through not so legal means, but don't worry guys, I do have the Shout Factory DVDs. I have the Shout Factory DVDs, so we're even Steven, and I have a Netflix subscription. So, you know, I think I made up for my sins.
Stephanie says still waiting for the vase reveal. Stephanie, we tried, alright? We tried. We only got his real name, but I cannot say here, so.
Yeah, this whole interview was supposed to be a ploy to get him to reveal his face.
Yeah,
and it failed.
we tried. We legit tried.
It's a trap!
Dylan Tharp says big PP gang in it.
Oh Lord.
Martha is like, so Martha's from MDMT said, where's his face? Martha, we tried. He won't reveal.
Martha.
We tried to reveal his face. He will not reveal it.
It would actually be funny if everyone has already seen your face but just didn't know it was you. You know, like Kira. Or Elle.
That'd be very funny. Well, I assume be a couple people like that in the PMC circles because I was working as staff for that event, so I was out and about doing whatever needed to be done. So I assume people would be like, "Oh, you're that guy that I saw in line once, who looked really nervous before talking to Valerie," because I was.
Yeah, one of my YouTube friends, I actually bumped into him to a PMC 2012 completely by accident, and then 2 years later he lost so much weight that I didn't even recognize him again.
And Oniridi says, Ray inspired me to write my own fanfic. Aw.
Always happy to hear that.
Let's see. Josh Simmons is crying. And then Aaron's like roasting you right now. Look at this kid joke.
Yep, that's what Aaron does.
Let's see.
Say hi to Balake for me. Timothy.
So Aaron's like, the one thing I learned that Theo you got out of the friend zone.
That is accurate.
Oh, he did get out of the friend zone with Lily before Ron got out of the friend zone with Hermione.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Is that well? We'd have
Yeah, it
to
was.
we'd have to tally the amount of time. Actually, well, technically, it would have taken Theo less time because it would have taken a year in real time, whereas it would have taken Ron 7.
Right.
7, yeah. So real time, yeah. When is the brain gonna talk about best girl Kendrix? Oh, we actually did.
Oh, we
I did,
we
slightly.
can talk about Kendrix all day.
Yeah, it's not hard for me.
My cousin's saying, you guys did it again. Morphin. Yup, we got Disney Brain.
We did it. We did it. We won.
Aaron saying Linkara versus Disney Brain in a love debate. Aw.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Well, debate
live.
loving who? Oh, live debate.
Live debate.
Live debate. Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
There's
if
a
it comes
bunch
to PMC, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, they should make an actual panel for that.
he is okay, guys. I'll say you this. So, can I say this right now, Brain? Or your plan PMC if it works out?
Yeah.
Never mind. I will not say it. I'm just saying.
Okay, Scott, if you're watching, and I hope you are, please make a panel next year where Disney Brain and Linkara get to do a debate for the entire hour. Now, if we have to charge extra for admission, that admission price could go towards whatever charity Linkara and Disney Brain want to donate to. That'd be great. Debate for a great cause.
Yeah, great for a great cause. And plus, I can have a YouTuber panel and be like, hey guys, that'll be a fun one. I'll actually attend that too. So.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think they had a YouTube panel the last PMC too, but I was working during that time, so I couldn't partake.
Yeah, it wasn't that one. It was actually really chill. I liked it. Like, the hashtag shows there, Pink Spandex, Angel Radio with Geeksy. Like, it was a good panel. I actually really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Stephanie says S tier. Oh my gosh. Jaden of Nazareth. Oh my gosh.
Yes, our Lord and Savior.
Brain gonna turn out like Samus and he's actually a chick. Oh my god. Kevin Yoshifumi Matsumura. Hey man, so it was your birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. I actually wrote a fanfic a long time ago when LGM Rangers actually got the Dire Ranger suits and weapons and powers, but never finished or published online. Do it, man. You should do it.
Never too late.
Never too late. Like,
Never give up.
Look at Leo. He has a fanfic that he actually made, but he never published or never put online. Well, he did kind of say in our old channel, but It is what it is.
It for everyone watching, it took who's aspiring to make fanfics. It took me 5 years from the start of writing Chronic Storm to eventually have the balls to put it online. So it's never too late. You can just put it out there. People might criticize it, but the people that will criticize it constructively will help you grow as a writer. So don't be afraid of it.
Definitely. Alright guys, so that ends all the comments here. Why? So Disney Parade, do you have fun?
Oh, I had a lot of fun. This was great, yeah.
Yes. Oh, Jane Gomes says, Brain is an S tier Tokutuber. Keep it up.
Thank you so much. Always appreciate the love.
Well, that is. Oh, actually no. I'm not ending it right now. Some comments are coming back. Are you doing other Saban shows? Great question.
That is a great question.
Carmen Writer.
I've
Missing
actually
Nights.
Billboards.
I've actually
Supreme Samurai.
I actually have
That's
been
DIC.
considering that because I have watched a few episodes of Masked Rider because I do faintly remember watching it back when it was still premiering, but I didn't remember a single thing about it. But looking back at it, it's got this really neat charm to it, and I kind of really like Dex and his whole family dynamic. So I might finish that show, and if and when I do, I might throw a video on that down the line. But it's just a really charming show. It's not one of those things where I think I'd be able to make a lot of really interesting narrative points about, but it's a really fun watch, I think.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, I always dreamed of having a bug-themed superhero, and then while channel surfing, like on a weekday morning, I got to Channel 9, and out of nowhere, there's this grasshopper superhero fighting this other bug-themed villain, and here we are.
Excellent. So guys, well, that pretty much wraps it up. But yeah, again, Disney Brain. Oh, hold up. Oh, never mind, never mind. So guys, thank you guys so much for being on the stream. So Disney Brain, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter and on Facebook, though I'm not on Facebook nearly as often, and I also have a Discord channel that any and all people are welcome to join, and all of that stuff can be found in the descriptions of any of my videos.
Awesome. And my Kamen Rider expert, Mike.
You could find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Boken Kabuto. That's Boken as in Boken Red, and Kabuto as in Kamen Rider Kabuto. And you can find me on Instagram at chrono_justice_cosplay.
Awesome. And you can find me on Instagram, Dancer.247, and please follow us at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Morphin Network. So guys, again, Mr. Disney Brain, thank you. Thank you. Can you please take off that little logo? Just I'm kidding.
There's nothing behind this logo.
It really is.
Rip it off! Like, oh! Anyway, guys, again, thank you so much, guys. And again, thank you, Disney Brain. Thank you.
No problem. Happy to be here.
For any future stuff we're having on, so tune in this Saturday. Tune in tomorrow as we interview the Solaris Knight and SPD Ranger himself, John Tui, and this the voice of Korag himself and Daishi, and Omni, and also Gosei, Jeffrey Dolan. So yeah, guys, a lot happened this weekend. So yeah, hope you tune in. Again, guys, thank you so much, and this is Morphin Network, and signing out. Bye, guys.
Have a great one.
Wave Brain. Just kidding.
I was waving.
Wave.